share and then read about Facebook. But keep mark limited viewing to the public.
Yeah,
So
we went and checked it.
Okay, someone answer Sayer. Say, go ahead and start.
Yes.
Pass through circle right, the ladies chase. To all of our callers and all of our musicians tonight, and to all of you. Circle to your left. Face your partner back to back. Grab chain, right hand turn in the mid star. Women star. Men step. Face right and gypsy right. Into the ring and circle to your left. Turn out to your left. Turn out to your right. Face your new partner back to back. Grand chain. Face left, turn out to your left. Other way. Turn out to the right, face your new partner back, sit back. Grab change. All the way around in the mid-star.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you. It's great to see everyone dancing. I love those videos so that we can remember how beautiful we look dancing and how much fun it is. And we'll be back to it soon. Let's start the evening off. We'll do a really short Holly and the Ivy, since I miss you all and I don't like singing it by myself so much. The holly and the ivy, when they are both full grown, of all the trees that are in the wood, the holly tree bears the crown. Oh, the rising of the sun and the running of the deer, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing all in the choir. Oh, the holly tree bears a berry as red as any blood, and Mary bore sweet Jesus Christ to do poor sinners good. Oh, the rising of the sun and the running of the deer, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing all in the choir. Great. I know a lot of you were singing with me. Thank you. All right. Welcome to the next to the last night of 2021. Hallelujah. We're getting ready for a better 2022. We have folks all over the world thinking about us, and we got a very special greeting from Gosha and Robert Sears, and they sent a short little video of where they are now in Poland.
Gdzie jest ta ulica, gdzie jest ten dom, gdzie jest ta dziewczyna, co kocham ją. Znalazłem ulicę, znalazłem dom, znalazłem dziewczynę, co kocham ją. Znalazłem ulicę, znalazłem dom, znalazłem dziewczynę, co kocham ją.
That was awesome, just saying.
It was great. I'm stepping in. I'm playing a pretend Joe just to welcome you all. Thanks for everybody who's watching today, and especially if you are on Facebook or if you're on YouTube or if you're on the Zoom meeting, we'd love to have everybody put where they're from in the chat. Like, where are you watching from? We know they're in Poland. And if you are somewhere, whether it's across the street or across the world, it would be great to have a wonderful record of that. In addition, I just wanted to give a few Zoom instructions. It'll be really helpful if you keep yourself on mute until the very, very end when we can exchange some greetings. That'll make sure that your dog or your friends or your phone or whatever won't interrupt those who have provided artistry and beautiful music. So keep that on mute if you can. That'll help us all have a great evening tonight. In addition, if you are haven't found the chat yet, if you go to the bottom down there, you'll see that there's a chat button on your Zoom. And if you're watching on a tablet or on a phone, you may need to tap your screen first, and that'll bring up your options so that you can see. If you're only seeing a few people and you'd like to see lots of people, you can go up to the upper right-hand corner and you'll see where it says View. And if you choose Gallery, you will see the whole family all gathered. You may even have multiple screens of people. We've got about 60 different people logged on to the Zoom meeting right now and a bunch of people watching on Facebook and YouTube. So it's delightful to spend this time together, and I hope that you will enjoy all the wonderful things. Patty, I'll turn it back to you.
Okay. Thank you, Kent. So make yourselves comfortable for a lovely evening. Yes. Now we're going to hear from Al, Alice, Ruth, and Dax.
This is one of our favorite Gene Ritchie songs, Winter Grace. This is the time so well we love, the time of all the year, when winter calls with chilling breath, a fireside and good cheer, a time for man and beast to stand and feel the season turn, to watch the stars for secret signs of God's true lessons learned, for the time when the corn is all in
little waltz. We'd like to send holiday greetings to you all and good wishes. We're trying to dance through life, and I hope you all are too. And I hope that we will all be together again very soon. Good wishes, good health, happy life, happy dancing.
Hi, Christmas school folks. Sure miss you guys and hope we'll see you all again next year in 2022. Let's hope. This year I have a song I want to share with you. This is a song called Child of God, or The Little Cradle Rocked. And Arnie and I are going to play it for you on board banjo and dulcimer, and I hope you enjoy it. If anybody asks you who I am, who I am, who I am. If anybody asks you who I am, tell them I'm the child of God. The little cradle rock is night for me, night for me, night for me. Little cradle rock is night for me, Christ child born in glory. If anybody asks you who I am, who I am, who I am. If anybody asks you who I am, tell them I'm the child of God. Peace on earth, Mary rock the cradle, Mary rock the cradle, Mary rock the cradle. Peace on earth, Mary rock the cradle, Christ child born in glory. If anybody asks you who I am, who I am, who I am, if anybody asks you who I am, tell them I'm a child of God. Can't you hear that? Put in the treetop, put in the treetop, put in the treetop. Can't you hear that? Put in the treetop, sound like the south wind blowing. If anybody asks you who I am, who I am, who I am. If anybody asks you who I am, tell them I'm a child of God. Christ child passing, singing softly, singing softly, singing softly. Christ child passing, singing softly, Christ child born in glory. If anybody asks you who I am, who I am, who I am. If anybody asks you who I am, tell them I'm a child of God. If anybody asks you where I'm bound, where I'm bound, where I'm bound. If anybody asks you where I'm bound, tell them I'm bound for glory. If anybody asks you who I am, who I am, who I am. If anybody asks you who I am, tell them I'm a child of God. If anybody asks you who I am, who I am, who I am. If anybody asks you who I am, tell them I'm a child of God. Enjoy. See you next year.
Hey gang, growing up in the 60s, my favorite folk singer, who I actually met, was Pete Seeger, and this is my favorite song that he did back there, which of course has a chorus, so do Joy did. I saw Adam leave the garden with an apple in his hand. I said, now you're out, what are you going to do? Plant my crops and pray for rain, maybe raise a little cane. I'm an orphan now and only passing through, passing through, passing through. Sometimes happy, sometimes glad that I ran into you. Tell the people that you saw me passing through. I saw Jesus on the cross, on that hill called Calvary. Do you hate mankind for what they done to you? He said, talk of love, not hate, things to do, it's getting late. I've so little time and I'm just passing through, passing through, passing through. Sometimes happy, sometimes glad that I ran into you. Tell the people that you saw me passing through. I shivered with George Washington one night at Valley Forge. Why do the soldiers freeze here like they do? He said men must suffer, fight, even die for what is right, even though they know they're only passing through, passing through, passing through. Sometimes happy, sometimes glad that I'm ready to tell the people that you saw me passing through. I was at Franklin Roosevelt's side just a while before he died. He said one world must come out of World War II. Yankee, Russian, white or tan, young or old in every land. We're all family and we're only passing through, passing through, passing through. Sometimes happy, sometimes glad that I run into you. Tell the people that you saw me passing through, passing through, passing through. Some happy, sometimes glad that I run into you. Tell the people that you saw me passing through. Happy New Year.
Thank you, thank you. Pete and Kathy and Arnie and Rue for dancing with us, and Al, Alice, Ruth, and Daxon. Thank you all for sharing your talents. I wanted to thank all of you who have generously supported Berea Christmas School so far. We've gotten some lovely donations, and we certainly do appreciate that. At a time where during COVID, of course, and missing 2 years of having Christmas school, it's been difficult. And those, we have some I can't do it. Sorry. Anyway, we're an independent organization, and I know you all know that, and I'm speaking to the choir, but and I know there are always forever people clamoring for your dollars, but if you could remember Christmas school and your giving, that would be lovely too. And we thank those who have already given so generously. Thank you. Now we have Liza D. Savino and AJ Bodner, which many of you probably don't know, but they're Liza teaches here at Berea College in the music department, and they have a wonderful rendition of the Kentucky Wassail that I wanted to share with you. And hopefully you'll get to meet them next year.
All right, here we go. and the air is made of Kentucky. So it's joy be to you and the jolly wassail. There was an old woman who lived in a house. She had for a pet a tiny wee mouse. The house had a stove and the stove was warm, but a little bit of liquor won't do harm. So it's joy be to you and the jolly wassail. Wassail, wassail all over the town. The cup is wide and our ale is brown. The cup is made from the old oak tree, and the ale is made in Kentucky. So is joy be to you and the jolly wassail. Oh, husband and wife, oh, let me part. God bless this house from the bottom of the heart. We see you were sitting at the pool of the fire, looking at us in the mud of the mire. So is joy be to you and the jolly wassail. Wassail, wassail all over the town. The cup is wide and the ale is brown. The cup is made from the old oak tree, and the ale is made of Kentucky. So is joy be to you and the jolly wassail. From a pail, but all he asked is a wee wassail. Husband and wife alack we part. God bless this house from the bottom of heart. So it's joy be to you and the jolly wassail. Wassail, wassail all over the town. A cup is wide and our ale is brown. The cup is made from the old oak tree, and the ale is made in Kentucky. So it's joy be to you and the jolly wassail, wassail all over the town. The cup is wide and our ale is brown. The cup is made from the old oak tree, and the ale is made in Kentucky. So it's joy be to you and the jolly wassail. Happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Be safe, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Hi, Christmas School from Andrea in Tucson. I miss everybody so much. I can't wait till we're together again. And here I am with my dear friends Linda and Frank, and we are going to sing for you the Music Theory song. Original idea and lyrics by David Rakowski and friends. Additional lyrics by Dave Swinson, and a melody you will recognize.
Originally written in 1946 by Mel Torme. Octave moving to the mediant, major six stepping down to do.
Major seconds being sung by a choir, chromatic alterations of the scale,
diatonic scale, descending scale to minor third,
major sixth to 5, 7 of 4,
major seconds with their ears open wide will hear a pretty tritone tonight.
There's minor sevenths in the bridge.
There's also lots of minor seconds in the bridge.
And every minor six is gonna try
to hear the supertonic over 5 of 5.
A motif used to build this simple phrase.
Major 6, 5 wants down to 1.
Although this phrase rises to a high leading tone,
drop a perfect fifth, make the Flintstones sing a perfect 4, do 1.
Happy New Year.
Action.
Why doesn't my goose sing as well as thy goose? When I pay for my goose twice as much as thine. Why doesn't my goose sing as well as thy goose? Sing as well as thy goose. Why doesn't my goose? Why doesn't my goose sing as well as thy goose? Sing as well as thy goose. Why doesn't my goose? Why doesn't my goose sing as well as my goose? Sing as well as thy goose. Why doesn't my goose? Twice as much as thy goose. Twice as much as thy goose. Twice as much as thy. Whatever.
Hi, everybody. Thought I'd try to play something on my harp guitar, which I would never be able to bring all the way on the road. It's too fragile. Made in 1917 by the Gibson Company, and it's got regular 6 strings plus 10 bass strings, and it's quite heavy. A beautiful thing. Thought I'd try to play the Gosport Harbor, which I wrote quite a long time ago. Gosport Harbor.
Thank you so much, Larry. That was really a beautiful instrument, beautiful tune. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you, Emma and Deborah and Alice and Astrid and Hazel for the goose round, because we needed the goose round, didn't we? And Andrea for your fun song. Thank you so much. Isn't it wonderful that we share all of our different talents when we're at Christmas school? And it's just, to me, that's just the best part, is just getting to know who people are and what they do and what they can do, and just how silly they can be sometime. And that's very important. All right. I think it's time for our story. So sit back and relax. Don Cardwell has a story for us.
This is a story about fishing buddies. I went into the hazelwood because a fire was in my head.
Maybe just like.
I cut and peeled a hazel wand and hooked a berry to the thread. And when white moths were on the wing, and moth-like Stars were flickering out. I dropped the berry in the stream and caught a little silver trout. When I laid it on the floor and went to blow the fire aflame, there was a rustling on the floor and someone called me by my name. It had become a glimmering girl with apple blossoms in her hair. And she called me by my name and ran and vanished in the darkening air. I am old from searching in hollow lands and hilly lands, but I will find out where she has gone and kiss her lips and take her hands and walk among long dappled grass and pluck until time and times are done the silver apples of the moon and the golden apples of the sun. Now that was the poem that Mac made me learn when I was 13. And he and me and my dad were shut up in an old wooden fishing shack 250 miles north of Thunder Bay, Ontario. And it rained and it rained and it rained for 3 days. And I had gone beyond my endurance. Thankfully, my father had not. And thankfully, Mac had not. Instead, Mac took me to the window and he gave me his book of poetry. And he opened it and he turned it to The Song of the Wandering Angus by William Butler Yeats and said, "Here you go, boy. Learn it word perfect by dinner time." And he went away. And in this little cabin, I was terrified. But a 13-year-old boy can learn a poem like that. And by dinner time, I had it. Word perfect. And I recited it. And they let me sit down and have dinner. I had worried about what might happen if I hadn't learned it, but that never came to be. And we all talked, and all the tension was broken. And now I was an equal member of this partnership. Mac and I sat up all night and talked about the poem, and he taught me about poetry and stuff. My dad listened to all of the talk, and he went over and laid down in his bunk, and he fell asleep with a smile on his face. And I got up and I pulled the blanket over him, and Mac just looked, and he said, "You're not a kid anymore, boy." I said, "Well, what I was an equal member now. We fished together at least once a year, sometimes taking big trips. When I went to college, he and Dad flew out to Colorado when we went fishing in little streams that I had found. The last time I saw Mac was when my dad died he came down to the funeral. We got together the next day. I drove him up to the airport and we sat in the sun and we talked. And he said, I've got something for you. And he got into his old duffel bag and he pulled out an aluminum tube. And then out of that, an old fly rod. And I recognized the case. And I said, what's that for? And he said, well, it's for you, you dummy. I said, Mac, you can't give me your old fly rod. That's for your kids. That's not for me. And he said, Donnie, pay attention. Pay attention. After the war, I became a doctor. And I came up to Michigan. It was about the time when you were born. And your dad was my first patient. And he took me fishing the next day, except I didn't have my gear. I just had a few clothes. So he loaned me his best fly rod. And he loaned me his new waders. We had a good time. He stopped being my patient and became a lifetime friend. And to honor that, I fished with his fine fly rod every time we got together. I talked to him a couple months ago. He knew that he was coming to the end, and he was concerned that I'd remember to give him his rod to you. So here it is. By the way, do you still know that poem? I said, of course I know the poem. He said, tell me it. And I told it to him, and he called me a fraud. And he said, you sat up last night and you studied on it. I said, how do you know? I talked to your mom last night. You were in your room talking to yourself all night long. Do me a favor, boy. Take this back to Boston and go fishing at Mr. Thorough's pond. See if you can catch anything with it. See if we've taught you anything. I gave him a hug. And he stood up, stood at attention, and gave me a good Royal Canadian Air Force salute. Turned and went to his airplane. Yeah. I haven't fished much with it. I found that I like fishing fine, but I miss him and I miss Dad. And it just isn't the same. Rhonda and I built a really good fishing cabin up in Cape Breton. It's not far from a good salmon river, and every fall, folks come from all over and they park up by the barn and they walk down and usually talk to the folks I know. Now it's been 20 some years and the kids are bringing their kids now. And the old folks need a little help getting down the hill. And they always ask, Donnie, when do you fish? And I say, well, that's secret. There's a special time to fish here. And they look at me and they go, here's the secret. When you get up in the middle of the night, pull on your clothes. And if there is a moon, it's easy to see your way down to the river. Go down the way and sit on the rocks and look over to the other side. Say your prayers. And Dad will be over there and Mac. And you can shout back and forth to each other. You bring the important stuff with you. What the story is really about is you. We ache a lot here in Berea because you're not here. And I miss my friends. And I miss you that I haven't got to know yet. And I want to tell you that I love you so much. Have a good year. And we'll see you next year for sure.
Greetings from Berea. I'm Deborah Thompson, and I wanted to do a song for you by the Carter family. This one is called The Curtains of Night, and the painting behind me is by my niece, Rita Jenkins, and it is illustrating this song. When the curtains of night are pinned back by the stars and the beautiful moon climbs the sky, and the dewdrops of heaven are kissing the rose, it is then that my memory flies. Oh, wherever you will, over land, over sea, I will share all your sorrows and cares. And at night when I kneel by my bedside and pray, I'll remember you, love, in my prayers. I have loved you too fondly to ever forget the words you have spoken to me. With a kiss of affection still warm on my lips, when you told me how true you would be. Oh, wherever you will, over land, over sea, I will share all your sorrows and cares. And at night when I kneel by my bedside and pray, I'll remember you, love, in my prayers. As if on the wings of a beautiful dove, in haste with a message it bears, to bring you a kiss of affection and say, I'll remember you, love, in my prayers. Oh, wherever you will, over land, over sea, I will share all your sorrows and cares. And at night when I kneel by my bedside and pray, I'll remember you, love, in my prayers. I'll remember you, love, in my prayers. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Hi, everybody. This is Jim and Owen, and we want to play a tune for you that I've learned from Louis Lamb. The tune, Louis calls it the Steel Guitar Rag, and it also is related to a tune called Hamilton County Breakdown. And it goes sort of like this.
Thank you. Miss you all.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you, Jim and Owen, for a fantastic tune and fantastic musicianship. Wonderful. And Deborah for your beautiful song, and Don for your beautiful, beautiful story. Thank you. Now I'll turn it over to Kent. So.
Each year, as you know, we build a strong and beautiful family. And of course, part of life is this also includes losing. This year, we wanted to recognize a few of the friends who have passed from our midst. These are just the ones we know of. So if you know of others who are family and dance family friends, singers, those you are remembering yourself, this would be a great time to put them in the chat so that we too can remember them with you. But this day, we remember Glenna Rice. We remember several of the others. I'm trying to get the thing to click. Frank Hudson died this year very suddenly in June. A great friend and great documentarian of all things Christmas school. And we were so saddened about the death of Ron Penn's wife, Huey, who passed from us too soon, much too soon. For these and so many others, we give thanks that we got to be in the dance with them.
Thank you, Kent. Thank you. It's lovely. Aubrey and Elwood have a couple songs for us.
Hi, everyone. Aubrey and Elwood here in Rhode Island. We got a message from Beth Harvey a while back saying she'd love to have us sing that for Parlor. So that's for you, Beth, and for everybody. That is a song that comes from the Ritchie family over 100 years ago. One of the older sisters used it in a play, and I think it was at the Hindman Settlement School. It was at one of the settlement schools. So isn't that a beautiful and ethereal song to sing this time of year? The next song we want to do for you is one that our Elwood wrote. We're just going to get our stuff. We're just going to keep the video running. And Elwood, I don't know if you wanted to say anything about this.
It's a song I wrote during the pandemic. I kept asking Aubrey's mother, who's in a nursing home, what she wanted to do with the rest of her life. And Aubrey and I have been thinking about that too during this last year and a half, and maybe some of you have. So I call this The Rest of Our Life. 1, 2, 3, 4. What do you do with the rest of your life? I asked her mother and I asked my wife. The first one smiled and the second one said, let's talk about this when we're in bed. All these days we've had time to wait. Months gone by, we've made time to think what to do with the rest of our lives. My mother-in-law just wants to write, read some books and sleep at night. And Aubrey'd like to have some rest. We got the things for which she's blessed, like grow some flowers, plant some more next year, sing some songs, hold her husband near. What we'll do with the rest of our lives, other ones have tried to lead the way, only you have words that can convey my view. Now I'll turn that love on you. Every day, every way I can. That's what I do with the rest of my life.
Thank you, everybody. Much love to all of you.
Fair and softly for 2 violins and tenor viola or octave violin.
sing for you two Czech Bohemian carols, Christmas carols. So the first one is from region Horácko, which means highlands between Bohemia and Moravia. It's quite poor region with a lot of hills. They grow potatoes there, and that's about it. So, but it doesn't make this carol less, really, I think. It's celebrated, it talks about Maria and Jesus and talks about Maria's trip to Bethlehem and her worries about how and where are they going to baptize the baby and who is going to be his godparents, who are going to be his godparents. So the second one is Bohemian Carol. Is celebrating the Christmas season and wishing all the best to the new upcoming year.
Padla rosa studená, Kriste nebeský, chodí po ní Maria.
Aleluja, zdravás Maria.
Kam pak kráčíš, Maria? Kriste nebeský, do Betlema Judova.
Aleluja, zdravás Maria. Do Betlema vkročila
Kriste nebeský,
porodil synačka.
Aleluja, zdravás Maria.
Ho křtíti budeme,
Kriste nebeský,
Jordáni v čisté vodě.
Aleluja, zdravás Maria.
Svatý Štěpán,
Svatý Jan,
Kriste nebeský,
ten nám bude
mocensám. Aleluja, zdravás Maria. Aleluja, zdravás Maria.
Ten přeslavný jest k nám přišel, jenž má být každý vesel. Radujme se, veselme se v tomto novém roce. Nového leta vinšujem, syna dceru darujem. Radujme se, veselme se v tomto novém roce. Aby jsme k vám přes rok přišli a vás ve zdraví zač našli. Radujme se, veselme se v tomto novém roce. Radujme se, veselme se v tomto novém roce.
Thank you, thank you. Nathan, Ava, Adela, and Anna, that was beautiful. And Wayne, thanks so much for the Jubo Holiday Suite. with the pictures. That was really very special. Thank you. And the Abbott's Bromley, that was a treat put together here by folks in Berea. So we thank all of those folks who went together and did that. And of course, Earl Gaddis, and that was amazing what you did with your violas. And we send special love to you and to Sherry. I want to thank a whole lot of people. We need to thank John Newsom for a lot of sharing of videos for the dances at the beginning and some throughout. We really appreciate John's help with editing and letting us share those videos here. We want to thank Union Church for letting us use their facilities and electronic equipment. And of course, that includes Kent, who allowed us to use the church and all of those things. Yay, Kent. And thanks so much to Kent for all of his co-hosting and technical expertise. We really appreciate it and couldn't do it without him. And let's see, we want to thank Sayer, Cobra Smith. Sayer, put yourself on camera so we can thank you. Sayer's our main tech guy who puts together all the videos for us and keeps everything going. I don't know where he is. There he is, almost.
Briefly.
We saw you briefly there, Sayer. There you are. Thank you so much, Sayer, for all you've done to help. And of course, we want to thank all the board members who are also working tonight, the Christmas Country Dance School Board, which includes Nathan Wilson, Lori White, Deborah Thompson, Teresa Lauder, Dennis Jacobs, Deborah Payne, and Brad Foster. They all have jobs to do tonight, and we appreciate all of your help and all your help throughout the year to make big decisions and keep things going. And thank you to Joe, who's here with us tonight. Thank you for all that you do. And we thank you all for coming, and we hope to see you again in person next year. So we're going to wrap up the evening with Donna and Lewis. Donna singing a song.
Take us home with you tonight in a song. We've been singing to you the whole day long. It's been such a pretty day, now it's gone. Take us home tonight in a song. The sun is really sinking, oh, the world is sleeping. Purple shadows play across the rolling hills. Mother, let your way, bring us home. Take us home tonight in a song. I'm so glad we had the time to say hello. Make believe that we left around you both. It's been such a pretty day, now it's gone. Take us home tonight in a song. Take us home tonight, my friend. May the Lord bless you in this day. Live always be glad lifetime long. Take us home tonight in a song. Take us home tonight in a song. And I would like to say, may God bless each one of y'all.
Whoops, I'm muted. Thank you, Donna and Lewis and Nathan. Thanks. Good night, beloved mine. Good night, sleep well, my dear. Good night, good night, beloved mine. Good night, sleep well, my dear. May cherubim and seraphim watch over you and hover near. Good night, beloved mine. Good night, sleep well, my dear. Good night. We hope to see you next year alive and in person right here in Berea. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Happy
New Year.
Here, everyone.
Bye,
everyone.
Love you.
Happy New
Say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Wait just a minute. Happy New Year.
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 Are you sure?
Look at all.
Wilson.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Come over.
Happy New
You guys want to come over and come in the picture now?
Happy New Year.
How about Stanley and Susan? Stanley and Susan want to be seen?
Happy New Year's.
Thank you, everybody.
A lot of them haven't.
Here's Stanley.
Happy New Year. Next year in Jerusalem.
No.
There's Carla.
There should be more people, but I don't know how to get to see
You
them.
don't know how to scroll it?
Well, you have a scrolling thing on it, and it's not there, so that means that this is it.
Really?
Well, but they may be watching on YouTube instead of.
Oh, that's
We're watching you.
Yes.
That's magnificent.
Everyone, Happy New Year. You all.
We're done. Saying through that.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year again.
New Year. Happy New Year.
Ellie.
good.
Okay.
Hi.
Happy New Year.